Hello everybody, Rob here from Average Chompy, and I wanted to do just a quick little video about this right here. Vallejo Liquid Mask. So Liquid Mask is basically a latex, I think it's either latex or I'm pretty sure it's latex, based chemical in a medium. Basically what happens is the medium dries, and as the medium dries, the latex itself is left behind. And basically, under whatever chemistry happens with this stuff, it turns into this. So you can see here, we got a nice little green shade on a bunch of stuff that I don't want painted. So what you do is you slather this stuff in 3 coats on your Mini where you don't want paint to get. Then what happens is after it's dried and you've applied your 3 layers, you then paint your Mini how you want to paint. So in this case, I painted my marine here in the 3 different shades of blue that I wanted. And then you peel all of it off. And you're left with the undercoating still of what you had before. Now, I will mention a few things. Number one, you have to be very careful when peeling this stuff off. When it comes to details can get clogged up with this latex stuff. So if you put it on thick, you can pull it off a lot easier. If you put it on thin, it'll come out in like little bits. If you look at the bottom screen here, like this, instead of in chunks like that. So what you want is the big chunks to come off, not the little stuff. I'm learning still how to do it. Like I'm learning how to use the proper brush. So right now I'm using a Nick Pro watercolor brush. You can see right here what the set looks like if you look for it on Amazon. Overall, what I'll do to make sure that the latex doesn't destroy my brush is I'll put it in a little bit of Dawn soap for my dishwasher or for my dishes. Rinse it off lightly, but still leave the bristles damp so that it's coated by the detergent, and then put a little bit of this masking stuff I'll put it in one of these, and then what you do is you basically tap it real quick, and then put it where you're gonna go for your dude. So if I move this over here and just set it right here for a second, so you can see how it's covered really nicely on the shield here. So far from what I've done, it doesn't like Space Marines. By that I mean the details. So for example, on the Chesticola, pain in the butt to scrape off. The knee pads, pain in the butt. Purity seals, pain in the butt. All the stuff on the backpack, pain in the butt. Chains and cables, pain in the butt. If we can, I think that's the closest I can get without getting blur, I think, on this guy. I will try to point out. No, you can't really make out much. Yeah, I can only unfortunately zoom in that far on this guy. I don't have a micro lens, unfortunately. Long term, hopefully, I'll have a better, like a micro lens or something. But long story short, there's little bits here and there that you got to pick off. I end up using a toothpick to pick off a lot of the little things. You can't really see them. I mean, oh, actually, hold on. You can kind of see a little bit there. Actually, you might be able to see me try to scrape some off right here. Actually, there we go. So what you do is first off, you get in the camera. Oh, the camera's over here. Okay. And you just slowly, yeah, it's gonna be a little blurry. Just use your toothpick lightly. Try to pick it off so it's one big piece so you can grab it and just yank it off. But as I said, I'm now learning Space Marines, and all the little detail doesn't really work all that great. So I'm going to have to actually bring it in closer so I can see what I'm doing here. Because even with my hand in the way, like, I've definitely learned that though this, cool little experiment and all, it is not, it's turned into not the best idea for something like a Space Marine. There's just way too many details. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure you have to put it on thicker than you should have to. So here we go. If I can, I think you'll be able to see that. And what you do is just get in there and just peel it right off. And there we go. And that was just one little backpack. As I said, it's a real pain in the ass. The Akola, really, really hard to do. What else? Hold on, I'm going to move this a little bit like here. And make it so that I can actually try to center this a little bit better. So yeah. So the Akola, pretty big pain in the butt. A lot of the detail here was a pain in the butt. I still have some to take off on the chain. And I think that's actually it. But unfortunately, I don't know if you'll be able to see. I did take off a little bit on the upper part of the hand of the actual paint I didn't want to take off. So putting the stuff on definitely has its positives and negatives. I think in the end, if I were to use it, I would use it for something like just the sword, just the blade of the sword. Actually, let's do this. So just the blade of the sword and just the shield and the head maybe. Unfortunately, there's a little too much detail in some of the other stuff where it bogs down and gets gunky, I think. This is the guy I'm going to definitely test out a little bit further and a little bit better. But we will see how that works. But yeah, so there's my little experiment with liquid mask. But yeah, oh yeah, and I mentioned. So you go dish soap, water, keep it damp, dab it on, rinse it out immediately when you're done. Do more dish soap, more water, and whatever. And for the most part, you can keep your brush pretty clean. But in the end, it's going to get a little bit of rubber stuck in it, no matter what, or latex or whatever it is. So be prepared to use a brush that you're willing to lose. Fortunately, this stuff isn't water soluble. I am going to try, I have a Winsor Newton heavy duty atomic cleaner that I will try. But yeah, so the plan is, and the hope is, that you go from this to this to a painted model. With that in mind, though, also, what do people think about the new setup? We got the camera up here, we got the camera over, I hope people like the setup. I mean, I don't have much of a desk to show. Most of the time is just empty. I mean, you got the little drunk towel in the background there. But yeah, here is the setup for the moment. Usually, you probably actually could see it. Let's move my brushes out of the way. I mean, you can't. I do usually have my the box there to maybe use the box art as a reference. But yeah, what do you think of the new setup as well? Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.